everyone. Welcome. I hope that you can see me and we are good to go. I'm also just double checking that I have my various, whatever they're called, my ramifications all good to go for streaming because, of course, I am all over the place as I'm trying to organize things. But it looks like we're okay. I think we're good to go. I think that we're ready to read and doing all that good stuff. I'm just getting my chat pulled up. Yay! Lovely! Hi everyone! I'm glad you can see me. I'm glad you can hear me. I see a lot of familiar faces from this morning, but I also see quite a few new faces. So yeah, thanks everyone. Let me unpin my comment. I accidentally retracted it because I don't know what I'm doing on the internet these days. But oh my goodness, hello. Let me know where are you saying hello from. Maneki, thank you so much for asking me. I did go for a walk. In fact, I live pretty close to the shops, and so I went off, ran some errands. Naturally, my reason for going to the shop, I forgot. So I didn't get the item I wanted, but I got other items that I needed. And then I dropped everything off at home and continued and probably went for another mile. So that was very nice. Yes, round 2 indeed. For those of you who weren't here this morning or earlier in the day, we did have a first session and you absolutely did not have to be there. Oh my goodness. We still have people who are over across the pond. We've got UK here. We've got Ireland, Spain. Hello, everyone. But then, of course, we also have quite a few people from the United States. I see Maryland is represented, Anaheim, California. Very cool. So it's like earlier in the day for you because I'm a few time zones ahead of you. Alabama, hello. Wonderful. Chile again, hello. I will always remember you, and I will always remember that flag. And I'm very happy for that. So, I mean, not that I'm asking people to challenge me with my flag memory because I will be horrible with it, but hello, everyone. I see Texas is here, Montana, another person from Maryland, Germany. This is awesome. Quite a few UK people, too, which is really fun. Not sure if it's all same parts of the UK, but that's pretty cool. Tennessee, Ontario, lovely. I did see a handful of people from Canada. Australia, hello. Serbia, oh my goodness. This is so fun. I love seeing so many different people. Sweden, Finland, Argentina, South Africa. Oh my goodness, it is late for quite a few of you. I'm shocked that you're here hanging out with me. Probably only for the beginning, and I respect that. You absolutely don't have to be here for the 4 hours I plan on being here. Maybe I can just sing you all a lullaby to go to sleep, and you can go off and leave the internet behind until another day. The Netherlands, wonderful. I see Georgia, the United States, Calgary, Alberta. Oh, so cool. Chicago, Arizona, Portugal. Oh my goodness. I'm seeing quite a few places that, we've had through the couple sprints I've had this couple days, but I'm also seeing locations that haven't been represented. So this is really lovely to see us spread out a little bit. Oh my goodness, I see Belgium. Goedenavond. How are you? Hoe gaat het? I hope everyone's doing well. Virginia, very cool. Alberta, wonderful. Yeah, this is so cool. New Zealand, Kentucky, Arkansas. This is amazing. Isn't that wild? Only on the internet, only on BookTube and other parts of YouTube can this happen. That is just absolutely insane. Well, feel free to let me know what you're all working on, what your plans are. I see that Australia is saying good morning because it's already Sunday for them. Isn't that wild? Already Sunday for Australia, New Zealand, many countries in the world already. For me, it's 5 p.m. Saturday night. So it is getting on to evening, but we have much of the evening to go before it's my bedtime. So I'm very excited to be productive while still being kind to ourselves because some of us have had a long day. Some of us have just woken up. So we're going to be good. The Netherlands, this is amazing. Eastern PA, love toppings. Yeah, they're most weekends. Yeah, right? For sure. That's really cool. am watching some best books of the year videos. That's another thing, right? A lot of people are posting their best books, which is great for recommendations, everyone. So yeah, we got to represent everything. But yeah, I see the Netherlands flag as well. I see Isra is representing. Is that the Scottish flag? Please tell me. Yes, okay. I'm suddenly nervous. I don't trust myself knowing anyone's flags these days. Oh my gosh. Yes, I love the representation. Amazing. How far into independence are you? Good question, Ashley. So I only have access to the audio, which means page count. I can't really provide you with that, but I'm in the first chapter. I'm about 4% in. Early days. We're meeting Priya, her family, and kind of the inner workings of their family. But it's an interesting time. I believe it's 1949, so the edge of independence for India, which is going to be a very interesting read, I think. I see someone working on Alatsoe. I've been meaning to read that. I know that Luisina, if Luisina's in the comments, is probably like, Leandra, you need to read it. And I know I do. I know. But yeah, quite a few different types of titles in the comments. Brimstone, so we've got some romantasy. Autopsy of a Fairy Tale, interesting more. I feel like I have seen that one thrown around a little bit. Also see that Sweden is here, which is very exciting. So that's awesome. Next sprint, we'll figure out dinner. Very nice. That is awesome. I swear I need to, let me just check something out. Yep, I was right. That was the Swedish flag. The problem is if you guys throw me flags, I will be double checking my answers every single time. That's probably a distraction you don't want. Because as soon as I said Sweden, I was like, Leandra, you better go double check that. But anywho, yes, this won't be a dinner sprint for me, but probably the next. I'll probably be doing like maybe the second sprint. I'll be doing a dinner sprint for myself. An Arcane Inheritance. I do think that a few people have been reading that lately. A Dawn of Onyx I saw. Hello to California. I know it's earlier in the day for you. Holy Terrors and Lights Out. Juggling a couple reads. Awesome. Fell asleep around 10 p.m. Woke up by mistake. It's a little past midnight here in Finland. Well, Cinder will keep you company. As soon as you get sleepy, though, feel free. Go back to sleep, dream good dreams. I know that it can be kind of tough for people I think a couple people, at least one person in the Discord was saying that they found themselves unable to fall asleep and it was 2:30 a.m. So we were keeping them company, but sleep is important. But until then, at least you'll have some friendly faces to hang out with you. The Yellow Villa by Aussie author Amanda Hampson. Interesting. The First Witch of Boston. I know that you've been working on that. Hello to England. Amazing. Have so much fun with Sprints Friends. Thanks, Annika. I know that you were just popping in to say hello, and I appreciate that. Please go to bed. Lovely to see you as always, though. Outdrawn by Deanna Gray. Interesting. We do have a few people reading Stephen King, I see. Hamnet. Continuing Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies, it seems. Very nice. I love that book, obviously. Working on The Devil's Arithmetic by Jane Yolen or Before I Fall. By Lauren Oliver, I see. Very nice. Yeah, this is great. I see quite a few people are juggling different books, which is really nice. Hello, got the bathroom cleaned. Very nice. I'm happy for you, Michaela. Taking a reading break before tackling the kitchen. Good luck. Gonna keep reading Blade Runner or Solar. We're working on this title. Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep? Don't try to say that 3 times fast or 5 times fast, whatever the title is. My own plan is to actually make some significant progress in independence tonight because this is my old growth forest read. It hits all of the prompts, including booktuber recommendation. It's historical fiction. So at least at the beginning, I'm doing well with collecting the badges because it'll be a gold badge. Will that happen every single month? It might not. It might not happen. I also don't know if I'll be able to ask you all for help as far as which prompt for TBR Explorer it will count for, because I don't think it counts for too many, which is fine. I'm thinking about going for the green cover, which is futuristic setting, and I'm pretty happy with that. I see Ellen asking a question. Are there sprints tomorrow? I don't currently have any planned because I had a 2-day session today. With that said, I see the workings. People are getting more comfortable in the Discord, and there have been some suggestions to do Discord sprints. And because we have that weekend chat, feel free. Take advantage of doing Discord sprints in there. I totally support that. Or, of course, there are other people who are probably sprinting on Sunday, and you are more than welcome to hang out with them and still read for TBRathon. And if you need that, don't worry if they aren't TBRathon sprints. Take advantage of whatever you need. But yeah, thanks for asking, because I know that some people are probably thinking, wait a second, is the weekend over because Leandra's not sprinting? It's not. Feel free to keep updating us in the Discord, or just go off on your own time if you aren't a Discord person, because you don't have to be in the Discord to participate in this event. Totally fine. Everyone is getting the January badge if they're interested, whether they're participating in Map of Stories or not, because, I mean, technically you're doing what you're doing. You are participating this weekend. You're reading, you're hanging out. You've all got the badge. Congratulations, which is super exciting. I see that Louise joined. Hello. Finished your book. Now you're doing your spreadsheets. Wonderful. I'm sure it's almost time to kind of start tucking in for you as well to go to bed. Then need to start out on a limb. That is a romance book that I am aware of because I know what books are. I haven't read it, but I know that people really enjoy that series. Both of the books in that series so far. Let's see, what else is everyone saying? Initially thought about doing just the January challenge, but I think I'm going to be doing the year-long challenge. Amazing. Just don't know which I'm going to do. And you can pick and choose, right? Figure things out. And if you just want a place to hang out on the first weekend of every month, you don't have to technically be doing a TBR challenge to just spend time with us. So don't worry. Don't worry about that. Hello. Welcome, Alik. How are you? I'm also trying to get acquainted with how everyone's channels look. So like if I'm calling people different things, please let me know. The most wonderful crime of the year sounds great, because I also think that's Ali, but I might be wrong. Yes, badge. Woohoo. Hello, Brooklyn. Oh my goodness, my Australian friend. If people are looking for an Australian booktuber, check out Brooklyn, the one with the little wrench of power. Oh my goodness, I hope you're doing well too. You're married now. I'm not sure what else has changed in your life, but I hope you're doing well. Happy 2026, friend. And good morning to you, because I know it's the morning for you. Also, speaking of my friends who are also booktubers all the way across the world, I see that this Kiwi is here, Jess, who is a New Zealand booktuber. Hello, friend. I also see that we've got a few other people getting excited for the badge. We are badgers, aren't we? For sure. Yeah, small accomplishments. Exactly. Hello, Sammy. Welcome back. Left Hand of Darkness. I'll be interested in your thoughts, Sarah. That was a really interesting read. It's the only book that I've actually ever read by that author, but I've been meaning to try more. January Map of Stories book will be James by Percival Everett. I think that's a popular one in general, but I mean specifically for Old Growth Forest. I feel like a few people have thought about reading that, actually. What else? Yeah, Ali, I'm so sorry, because I saw, as soon as I said Alik, I was like, that's Ali. What am I talking about? So sorry, friend. Oh my gosh. First weekend a month, if the month starts on a Sunday, will be that weekend or next. Yeah, so I have a graphic, and I think I did it so that it's like the full weekend. The last weekend in January, the 31st, is either a Friday or a Saturday. And so I'm having it be the following February weekend. So like the 6th, 7th. So usually it's like the full weekend is what I'm thinking. But there is a graphic in the Google Drive as well, if you have access to that. So yeah, very good question there. Hoping to do the year-long challenge, but we'll see how much reading I can actually get done after I give birth. Oh my gosh, yes. Take care of your body for sure. It's gonna need recovery, and you need to make sure to be kind to yourself. So that I totally understand that for sure. But on that note, friends, we're about to go into our first sprint. So in case you haven't been here before, we have sprints where we do chats for 15 minutes and then we go off, do our own thing. A timer will be going while we're doing our own tasks and trying to get some reading done if that's on the agenda. And then I'll have an alarm bringing us all back. This time around for evening sprints, I have changed the timer to be an hour long. So you'll have 60 minutes rather than 45. I hope that's okay. But yeah, I think that's it. I think we are ready to go. And so I will see everybody in 60 minutes. Thanks for hanging out with me. Happy TBRathon weekend, session 2. Hello, everyone. Welcome back. I hope that sprint was successful. Quite a few people joined as well, so welcome to the party. You are right on time. You didn't miss much, I promise. I did see a question in the comments asking about possible sprints tomorrow. No, so there won't be any sprints tomorrow, but that doesn't mean that you can't sprint elsewhere or partake in Discord sprints at any point tomorrow. Feel free to orchestrate it, and you all can go ahead and do that. I might even join you that way, but I feel as though someone who has not sprinted publicly in quite some time, and I've done 3 sprinting sessions in 3 days. Who am I? I also definitely need to take a break. So there won't be any sprints from me on YouTube tomorrow, is all I'll say. But I know that other people sprint regularly, and I'm not sure if she's going to host sprints tomorrow or not, but Danny Dabbles will do sprints every other Sunday, and she skipped last Sunday. So there are other people that, may be able to provide you with the sprints you needed. I see people reading quite a few different titles, making progress up to chapter 32, got 15% more, meaning that you're at 54%. Spent the whole sprint chatting with Solar, Yellow Rose. That is also productive, social productivity. We need that too sometimes. 75% of off with their heads, page 62, and then there were none to Neil. What are you thinking of it? I'd be interested to hear your thoughts because that's like a thriller from Christie, which isn't super, isn't her most common thing she writes. I see Ancillary Justice is in the comments. Amy is reading that book. That is on my TBR for January. In fact, I may start it tonight. It might be something I start tomorrow, though, instead, actually. Hello, Pete. Got some reading done. Awesome, Jamie. Glad to see that. Alicia sprints at 11 a.m. Sounds great, Molly. Thanks for sharing that. Who else do we got here? 32 pages read in this hour. Wonderful. 38 pages into The Left Hand of Darkness. Really liking the prose so far. Yeah, I found it fascinating, the discussion of another species on this ice planet that is androgynous and changes depending on survival needs. Anyway, for those interested, it's a really interesting read. It's a bit big brain at times, but I remember finding it really fascinating. What else do we got here? Page 35 of Heretical Fishing. We also have 34% in Anatomy of an Alibi. Let's see, Gina Marie, I apologize. Gina Marie is reading The Everlasting. Love Alex E. Haro. Awesome. Never read from that author before, but I know that they're very popular. Decent Dent in Will of the Many. Gabrielle, that's another book that I plan on reading in January. I hope you're liking it. And Sarvasha, hello. I see you're also working on Independence, so I have to speak to you for a second, and that's a great segue, so I can let you all know how I'm doing. So I am 15% into Independence. Sarvasha, where are you? We're not really buddy reading, but we're just reading the same book. I found this really fascinating. So for those who don't know, I think I missaid the date. This takes place August 1946 in the lead up to the partition of British India, which is really fascinating. And it's multiple POV. We're following the 3 sisters within this family, Priya, Deepa, and Jamini. And you can already see that these 3 women have different goals, different, dreams and passions, but also different obstacles. And all while you feel the political climate brewing and getting more tense. And I'm interested. I'm interested in seeing how this goes. I've already read a book by Diva Karuni, so I know that I like her writing style, but it feels good to be back. So yeah, 18% Sarvasha. We are very close. I'm just behind you. But yeah, I'm intrigued. I want to know what these sisters are going to get up to. I feel like their lives are diverging as far as their goals go. Julia, starting chapter 4 in Strength of the Few, the second book to Will of the Many. So we see people reading both of those books in that series. Excited to see where the story takes us. Very nice. There's a question of, should I annotate my first read of the year? This might be the year I annotate. Not much, because I haven't really done that in like an artful, purposeful way before. Back in the day, I used to just like write in the margins or like underline lines I liked, but I haven't really done it in an organized fashion. So this might be the year where I try it. We'll see. No promises, friends. But I do think that it's very cool that people annotate. Just started The Immortal Choir Holds Every Voice by Margaret Kildry. Oh my gosh, what a title, Elizabeth. That is quite a mouthful. To finish Bingo Square for Herked. I'm sure quite a few people are doing that as well. Herked 2.0. I hope you all are surviving. Or when does it roll over? Is it January to December? Is there a new version? I actually don't know when QWERTY, introduces the new round. Lexi's back from dinner. Hello, Lexi. 70% of Psychopomp and Circumstance. I saw, you might have been the one who shared that in the Discord. It looks interesting. 21%, I should say. I almost took away a 1% from you, Emma. 21% of Across the Broken Stars. Awesome. Finished the graphic novel memoir, Dear Dad. I remember, Caitlin, you were thinking about possibly starting an audiobook or another graphic novel. Oh no, it didn't feel fleshed out. That's too bad, but still an interesting try. Hello, Rainy. Want to actually annotate more this year? Listen, I might have to follow you on that journey, because I do think it's interesting. I think it's a fun element, especially because I would like to read less this year, which I know sounds ridiculous, but I feel like by annotating and like taking my time reading, that will make it a bit more natural of a process. Oh wow, need to add Independence to my list. Yes, Ben, truly, it's actually really interesting. I'm just finding it a very easy read as well. Servasha loved Rainy's video for today. A great shout out. Definitely check it out, friends, especially if you are a fan of fantasy romance, romantasy. Rainy is your girl. Annotating is a part of the Anti-Brain Rot Challenge by This Story Ain't Over. Oh my goodness, that's awesome. Also, what a fun challenge name. That's really clever. Read 20 pages in the favorite. Awesome, Sammy. Herked is till the end of June. Okay, wonderful. Thanks for that, because I wasn't sure, because I've never participated, even though I love to root people on, because it's a very cool challenge. Finished The First Witch of Boston. Very nice. Starting Donut Summer. Project Hail Mary, I see, is being represented. Awesome. Haven't read Cinder, but I'm thinking that might be my next read. Oh, I've heard really good things about Cinder. Even people who aren't as big of fans, because that's a YA, isn't it? People who aren't even fans of YA have really enjoyed it. 48% through Hamnet. Awesome. Bia wants to annotate more as well, because it makes me slow down. That we are on the same page. We are the same person, because that's what I'm thinking. I think it will help me slow down and just like enjoy the story in a more in-depth, kind of saturated way. Annotating my way through Dante's Inferno. Now that's a project. Oh my gosh, good for you. Finished Black Enough. I'm horrible at getting through short story collections. You're trying to finish, I should say, Maria. Well, just one short story at a time. I know what you mean, though. I don't like to binge short stories. I don't think I can't binge a short story as quickly as like if I were to read a novel. I have to piecemeal it for sure. Don't fully annotate, but I do tab sometime. Okay, some reads. So tabbing, that could be like my baby step. The colors start to mean, okay, the colors start with meaning, but end up just putting any color. See, that's what I'm thinking. I feel as though I've never done that, where I'm saying color blue means description or something like that. I've never done that before, but I like the idea of it. Just started Things We Never Got Over. It's the book for my book club this month. Awesome. That sounds great, Lenny. Yeah, get those book club reads in. I'm trying to do that too, but I think I'm juggling so many book clubs that it's almost like I got to taper them off. Cannot wait for, Wuthering Heights, the new movie. I know it's a bit controversial. Some people are really excited about it and some people are not. I don't know if I care enough to watch it. I've never seen a Wuthering Heights adaptation. I've read the book. So I think I need to start with the OGs before I watch the new one, if I ever do. Herked will have a round 3 in July this year. Okay, great. Thanks for confirming that too. Let's see here. Managed to do at least part of this sprint. Awesome. And that's totally fine, friends. For those who just joined late, if you took part in like the last 5 minutes of it, that sounds great. No worries. You at least got some things done. Let's see. Oh, that was your favorite classic. Okay. Yeah, it's interesting. I find the Bronte sisters very interesting. I think Emily Bronte especially fascinates me. Just like the publication history of her book too. And as a person, she's the only Bronte I've read from. So I do need to read from the others, Anne and Charlotte. I just haven't decided which one. I'm hoping to read Jane Eyre this year. So that might be the next Bronte sister I try. Leandra's 2032 goal is annotating every book she reads. And is it in 2032? I'm only reading books that are 1,000 pages. I can't remember. We've really pushed my goals. New Leandra in a handful of years, friends. You're not going to recognize me. Apparently, I'm only reading chonky reads. I can't remember the other things that we said I was going to do, but adding annotating to the list. Goodness. Also Team Jane Eyre, hard agree. Okay, that's good. Yeah, it seems like it's going to be an enjoyable read for me if I enjoyed Wuthering Heights. Because it does seem like some people prefer Jane Eyre over Wuthering Heights. There's an older Wuthering Heights movie that's pretty good. Does the book justice? Okay, that's good to know. Julia, tend to only tab really meaningful quotes. This is Kirsty. Moments and moments now, right in front. Then you write in the front of the page or what your highlights mean. I've seen people do that. Actually, so my friend Danny, she gifted me an annotated copy of a book that I really enjoyed. And I saw she did that. And so that's probably going to be my example where I see what she did. And then I go ahead and do it myself. Join the 1,000+ pages book club. Well, you know what? I have read one book over 1,000 pages. It was the uncut version of The Stand. So I have done it once before. Have I ever done it again? Nope. But at least I can say I've done that. Jane Austen. Have I been saying Jane Austen? Jane Eyre is so good. I've had a copy on my shelves for years, obviously, because it's not a new book. I just haven't gotten to it. A few years ago, I did books over 400 pages challenge. It was my favorite year of reading. Oh my gosh, that's amazing. I love annotating. I tend to only try to buy physical books that I know I'll love. That's another thing. I've heard that a lot of people do it upon reread because then they also know what they're going to want to annotate when it comes to themes, their favorite character, etc. Obviously, that depends on the type of reader you are. If you aren't a rereader, but you annotate, clearly that means you're annotating first-time reading experiences. So it probably just depends on who you are. Every now and then, I get excited about a book's writing, start scribbling notes in the margins, but that's the extent of mine. Yeah, that's my own experience too. 400, and especially now that ever since I started working at the library a handful of years ago, I'm so hesitant to write or do anything. I try to keep any books, library books, obviously, but also books that I buy, because if I don't want to keep them, I'll donate them so that they can be added to our collection. And so I want to keep them as pristine as possible. And so that's kind of where I got out of the habit of even underlining lines I like, because my thought is, if I don't want to keep this, my library, our patrons are going to want it. So anyways, but we are getting to the 1 minute mark before we jump into another sprint. It's going to be another hour unless I see a handful of comments right now saying, please, please, dear God, give us 45. If you want me to give you 45, I will. But my thoughts were that we would do another hour. But yeah, I'll allow you all to make your say now, and I'll adjust the timer if someone really doesn't want to have an hour, because I get that's a lot to ask for us to kind of like focus and pay attention. My plan is to continue. I see that Tennille is good with an hour. Okay. We'll write notes all over the place in my mystery books. I love that. I like as you're trying to figure out who the person is. That's amazing. Michael, how dare you get out of here with the 15-minute sprint? What are we going to do? Okay, so it seems like most people are kind of saying an hour. However, I'm not opposed to the third sprint being 45 minutes. So that might be the way we compromise. Of course, the people who are asking for 45 might not be here. So for, we'll revisit the topic in our third sprint, but I'm going to keep it for an hour for now. Good night, Ellen. I see you're here, but you're going to go to bed. Totally understand, especially for a handful of people who are probably, I see Louise. Louise, good night. Sleep well. We're still going to be here to sprint, but I hope that those of you who are reaching that time zone threshold, please go to bed. Take care of yourselves. I'll see you another time. But yeah, for now, I'll get us into another sprint. An hour now, third sprint 45s. That's what I'm thinking. We'll switch it up and allow for, because then we'll be treating ourselves. We just did 2 hard 1-hour sprints. We'll give ourselves a little treat with 45. I do love a 1-hour sprint to myself. I will say that. Kirsty's like, I will not sleep. Sleep will not overcome me. I overcome sleep. Friend, you got to take care of yourself, but I totally understand that you're joking, but also insomnia is a thing. Okay. Anyways, I'm just a chatty Cathy tonight. So let me get us in a sprint, and I will see everybody in an hour. everyone! I do hope you hear the noise every time I make it play. Unless you all just think I'm swaying in the silence. Welcome back from that second sprint. I know that we did lose some people, but we gained some who are having tea, snacks, getting some good reading done, or showing some interesting hauls that they ended up picking up, some book box stuff, which is very exciting. Ash joined us and was stunned to see just how many people are here. And honestly, same. It's so wonderful, and I'm remaining humble and appreciative of the fact that so many of you are showing up for this event in general and these sprints. So yeah, thank you all so much. In case you didn't know, this isn't the norm. This isn't usually the number of people who are all here hanging out on my channel. So I'm trying to act really cool as though it's normal, but I do really appreciate you. Ooh, okay. Finished Marie Kondo manga. Got to page 197, chapter 15 of Season of Love. Kim, 1 page left. Mute me. Please mute me. What are you doing? Please enjoy the rest of your book. I'm sorry I disturbed you. I read a few chapters of Kringle's Emporium. Very nice Meg. But I don't know if you're not having a good time. Is that what you're saying? The comment quickly went by. Now having a snack. There we go. It was now, not. Goblin Emperor. Abrina, I want to read that, because I've been really enjoying Catherine Addison's other work. A few chapters of Will of the Many, wonderful. Oh, we've got Darcy Coates as well. People are reading Cindersill, Chemical Squirrel, 20% into Cinder, wonderful. Up to page 395 in the Isle in the Silver Sea, amazing. Silent dancing, woo. Is it? Am I silently dancing? Actually, though, I hope you all can hear it. If not, that means it's another thing I don't understand about OBS. Like, truly. Kat, that book sucked me in too. Ooh, lovely. I love seeing when people are chatting with each other saying, yes, this book is as good as you think it is, because I agree with you. I'm so sorry, a Yellow Rose, that you got hit with a migraine aura. That is not fun. As someone who also has migraines once in a while, I understand the struggle. I'm sure a lot of people in the comments do too. Let's see here. My Next Breath is the first book of the year. Oh, interesting. I don't know what that book is, but it has a good title. Call Me Tuesday, 82%. Oh, you could hear it. Okay, lovely. Everyone heard it. Okay, perfect. I never know, because there's so many items over here that I don't know what I see and what you all see and what you don't experience. And so I appreciate the comments confirming that. Okay, it's doing what I'm hoping it's doing. It's just confusing. It takes a long time to fully understand. Yeah, that's exactly what's going on with me, Bethany. I'm so used to not handling every little element. It's really nice to be able to have that type of control. Actually, I really like it. But it's still a matter of me just getting used to a completely different system. And of course, it being like public. I really want to make sure it's going well. So anyway, I appreciate you guys. Goblin Emperor was a blind date with a book. Oh, what a great blind date. I've only read The Witness for the Dead, but I plan on reading The Grief of Stones later this month with Kirsten, the reading nymph, and I think we're going to have an amazing time. Listening to Heaven and Earth Grocery Store. I've heard really good things about that one as well. Making progress on The Count of Monte Cristo. You can do it. Last 200 pages is the home stretch. That is hilarious, but accurate. Finally putting my 2026 reading journal together. Wonderful. I have mine too, actually. It's really, really basic this year, because I think I'm going to focus more on monthly spreads after the fact, like kind of compiling and doing like a full-on monthly spread at the end of every month, and then almost doing a reverse annual spread where I collect all of the data. And just because I find myself not really good about keeping track of it for annual spreads, but this is my January title page, and I'm very pleased with it. We got cats represented, as you can see. What else? So this is your second book of 2026. That's correct, Mindy. Yeah, so earlier today, as you all know who were here in the morning sprint, I did end up finishing. Oh my gosh, actually, so speaking of, let's backtrack. So I ended up finishing Nobody's Baby, and during this sprint, I ate dinner, and then I went ahead and submitted my NetGalley review. Who am I? I'm a new person. Look at me. Because usually I'm really bad about that. So very proud of myself. And so now Independence is my second like fresh start book. I have a buddy read that carried over from December, but I imagine I'm going to finish Independence before it actually. And then there's been some comments about OBS. Once you get used to it, OBS does have some templates you can download and have lots of presets. Yeah, that is really amazing. In fact, I found out how to design my own timer. So this timer here, it's not a plugin. And I'm amazed by the number of like YouTube videos, like tutorials that people have given to help you with any minor small thing you want to do. Like I also had help with figuring out how to throw the chat on screen. That wasn't even a video. It was like what do you call it? A short. A YouTube short taught me how to do that. Mind blown. Nowadays, it's amazing what you can learn. So yeah, very, very cool. Used to do, and then there was another comment I thought about OBS. Sorry, friends. Someone was asking me what system I use, I thought. Where is that? Oh, there we are. What system are you using for your live streams? Yeah, so I used to use StreamYard, but it is costly. And it used to come up with a lot of bugs, and they would always blame the user. When I'm very fortunate that I have very good internet. So I was just like, let's switch over to OBS. And so now I use OBS to stream directly to YouTube. So that's my system. All the graphics and things I design on Canva, but I also have a digital pad, like a drawing pad that I use when it came to like designing like the map for Map of Stories. So I kind of juggle a few things when I'm setting things up. But yeah, it's pretty simple. Trying to use less systems for more things. What are they? I know that the traditional idiom is two birds, one stone. But I don't know if you have heard the other one that PETA has tried to push. And I actually really enjoy it because I love scones. But it's like two birds, one scone because you are feeding the birds instead. So, I'm trying to find a way to do two birds, one scone is basically what I'm saying. That was a very long anecdote to explain why I'm about to say scone and not stone. Can you tell it's getting late at night? I'm just, who knows what's going on in my brain. Oh my gosh, don't worry, Christy. You were not late. You're on time for yourself. And that's all you need to do. Don't worry. I'm glad that you're here. We've got Power, page 146, read less. I'm just going to call you, I'm also going to call you Chile in my mind because I know you're from Chile. Read less because my husband is back. Now we're going to have dinner. Lovely. Enjoy your time with your husband. That sounds great. Managed to read 20 pages in like 40 minutes. Had a late start to the sprint. Totally fine. Bye. Enjoy your time with your husband. Have fun. 2 books in 3 days is amazingly fast. Yeah. So I will say that when it comes to, not that I'm trying to downplay my reading, but I ended up, and I see that Kim, second book completed this year. Wonderful. I'm glad that you finally finished that one page. When it came to Nobody's Baby, it was only 130 pages. And then Independence, I'm listening to on audiobook. I will say that. It's a really compelling audiobook. I'm really invested. I'm fascinated by this time period. I think it started with Midnight's Children by Salman Rushdie. I read that a handful of years ago and found it really thought-provoking, especially because he throws in some fantasy elements to that. And then I also ended up reading A Toss of the Lemon, by Viswathan Nathan. I can't remember what her first name is, but that was a really compelling narrative too. So I find this period to be very interesting and important. Two birds, one scone. I think it's great. I know that PETA ended up getting like a lot of flack online when they introduced they gave a whole list of idioms that they corrected to be more like animal friendly, but I actually really do like two birds, one scone. So I agree. Good night, Estera. Thanks for being here. You're saying good night to those heading off. Oh, you're sticking with me then. Very nice. Sounds good. Birds shouldn't have scones though. Really? Oh no. Now we're being terrible. Oh, it's Pow. Okay, Pow RW. I got it. Nice. I wasn't sure where the name ended. Two books down, but one was a manga. The other started when it was still December. Yeah, totally fair. Because I carried over a December read too. Reading The Mist. A lot of people are reading Stephen King. I wonder if it's just a go-to author / people finally trying him for the first time. Good morning, Rachel. I love that I went to sleep halfway through sprints. I get to wake up to more sprints. Exactly. Just for you. Makes me feel like I'm not missing out in Australia. I know. And this is also a rare occasion. I'm usually, not that it's that late. It's almost 8 p.m. for me, but I'm someone who used to do night sprints all the time, or I would join Australian booktubers where I'd be watching their morning sprints, and it would be the evening for me. And I just ended up kind of getting out of practice because, boy, the longer we're online, friends, just prepare yourselves. It'll be harder for me to read the comments accurately, and who knows what's going to come out of my mouth. So glad you're enjoying independence. I really am. And that is like yet another shout out to Gabby Likes to Read, because she's the booktuber I'm highlighting for Map of Stories this month. I got it recommended from her. It's a 5-star read for her. And so I'm very, very pleased that I'm really finding it so interesting. And I'm only 18% in. So I really didn't make that much progress this sprint because I was too busy doing the Neck Alley arc and eating. Speaking of historical fiction, I see that Kate is making progress with Pachinko. I'm interested to hear your thoughts on that. I've read that. I've also read Free Food for Millionaires by that author. I like the latter better, but Pachinko got 4 stars for me. I thought it was very interesting, and clearly the author can write. Very compelling historical fiction writer for sure. King of Ashes is also represented. 5-minute delay. Sometimes that happens depending when you arrive and if you're using other, like if you're watching something else or on another tab, sometimes YouTube pauses or delays. I don't really know why that is the case. But yeah, sometimes that does happen. It's very weird. It's happened to me before too, Angel. 3.5 books finished so far this year. Congratulations, Rachel. That's amazing. You are on track to do an amazing job this January. Finished book 2 of the Forever Desert novella series, The Truth of the Aleke, today, and it was good. Starting book 3 next. Very nice. Read 40 books last month. Oh my gosh, Meg. But that was because I wanted to reach my personal reading goal. No idea how I managed that. But hopefully shorter reads. I'm thinking shorter reads. Me sitting here at 2 a.m. Lenny, yeah. The thing is, too, is I don't go to bed early. That's the thing that's baffling, is I typically go to bed, I try to go to bed by midnight, but this week, because I've been off, I've been staying up until like 1 a.m. And I need to change that. But yeah, I don't go to bed early. I just don't. I'm not online either. Who knows what happens to me? Do I know what happens to me after I get offline? I can finish my book in about 55 minutes at my speed. Wonderful, Tennille. Finding it fun. It's also very short. Yeah, because this is And Then There Were None that you're reading, right? Picked up The Green Mile, loved Pachinko. I'm not surprised, Julia, and it's a really good book, actually. Oh, another historical fiction, Shout, The Bear and the Nightingale. Historical fantasy, isn't it? I don't actually know if it's fantasy. I gotta backtrack. Is that Catherine Arden? Historical, though. That's awesome. Conflicted on how I feel about Hansu. His character is interesting. Kate, I wish I could remember who any of these characters are. It was years and years ago. I actually got it. I read it the year it came out, but I probably felt the same way, is all I can say. Reading Savor It by Tara DeWitt. Hello, Jazzy. Oh, welcome to the party. Finished Book Lovers today. Amazing. Congratulations. Bear and the Nightingale should have the other 2 of the trilogy arriving any day now. Awesome. Anne, hello, Anne. Welcome to the party. I hope you're doing well. My sleep schedule's wrecked. Going back to work Monday is going to be rough. Oh, yeah, Megan. it's gonna be. I'm also lucky that even if my sleep schedule's a bit messed up, my earliest start time is 10 a.m. until Friday. I'm sorry, I don't know why I'm bragging. I'm sorry, Megan. I don't know why I'm bragging while you're saying that you're gonna be struggling this week. I'll be thinking of you though, for sure. Also, hello, Cherie. How are you? I hope you're doing well. You just popped in at the perfect time because we are gonna go into a sprint, but we are going to adjust this because I'm a woman of my word. I promised that we would do the next sprint in 45 minutes because everyone was good to go for another hour last time. And so let me change the script because I use OBS now and I know how to change a script. Look at me learning, becoming a tech person. But okay, I'm going to get us set up and have us go for a 45-minute sprint. Let me make sure that it worked. Yeah, okay, it's 45. Lovely. Okay, I'm going to send us off in 45. I'll see everybody on the other side. But feel free to go to bed. Totally fine to go to bed. Go off on your day. You do not need to stay. Thank you for being here. Okay, bye. Hello, everyone. Welcome back. How was that third sprint? I do see that quite a few people have either finished their first book of the year, congratulations, Lynn, or they're very close. Like 3 different comments just came in. Tennille, 10 pages left, is muting us, and I respect it. We also have 95%, and then got halfway in Will of the Many. Well done to Jill and Tanel. That sounds great. Like, you all are doing so well. I ended up getting 25% of the way through Independence, and my goal was maybe a third. So I'm pretty close. I'm pretty happy with that, as far as just like slowly making my way. And you feel the ripple effect of these characters' decisions after like the turmoil of like riots and things. It's crazy. Anyway, I don't want to get into it too much if people are interested in reading it, but it's a really compelling read. 35% through second book, crocheted, watched YouTube. That sounds like a great way to continue your evening. We also have 67% into a book, 25% into a book, finished a work task. Congratulations, Kristen. About 50 pages away from finishing The Serial Killer Guide to San Francisco. Dun, 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 dun. That's also a very typical title design these days, is Guide to Something. I feel like it's very fun. Finally got back to doing some reading. Wonderful. 40 pages left of The House with Good Bones, taking Fisher. 85 pages into the bone season. A lot of bones. A lot of bones tonight, it seems. What else have we got? Everyone's updating it, and it's really impressive. 10% through Alatsoe, 77% into Assistant to the Villain. Oh yeah, I did! Isra, let me show you. I think it's right behind me. Yes. So for those who missed it, in the last sprint over in the afternoon for me, I made this beautiful Lego, the botanical garden set. This was the final one I had to make, and it's very cute. It's like hardy. It has like a weight to it that I like. I think it's my favorite. I think it's my favorite in the group. So yeah, thanks for asking, Isra. I really like it. What else? Anatomy of an Alibi, The New Couple in 5B, Season of Love, Everyone's Making Progress, The Foxglove King, 10% through Project Hail Mary. Awesome. Some Choose Darkness. Ooh, that reminds me, I've gotten into the TV show, which I know it's over. I always do this. I get into TV shows when they're done. But it's, what's it called? What We Do in the Dark. For some reason that title reminded me of that. Yeah, thanks, friends. I'm really proud of it. And like the flowers are individual, which I didn't expect. It's pretty impressive, the amount of details in like this Lego set. So yeah. Finished Cat plus Crazy Volume 2. Reviewed both in 1 and 2. Amazing. Yeah, I love Lego as well. And yes, Crystal, thank you for asking. I did go for a walk between sprints. I went to the shops, and then I returned with my goods, and then I went off and kept walking. I was pretty impressed with myself. It was pretty cold. For those of you who are in Celsius, the lower the number, the harder it is for me to do the transfer, translation, I guess. But convert, I suppose. I don't know. There's many words I could use in that statement. But it was in like the low 30s in Fahrenheit, which I know would be very, very hot in Celsius. But it was pretty cool out. But I was on a brisk walk. It was quite nice. I feel as though when I go for walks, though, I'm like, God, I don't know. Am I passive aggressive? I don't know. I am a pedestrian's vigilante. Like, I am here for the walking, and I will like shame drivers who will not stop for me, like for crosswalks and stuff. And I'm, when they a couple of the drivers, they're coming to a stop and they're like waving me on as they're rolling, and I'm like, I'm not taking a step on this road until you're stopped. That's my silent protest, because I feel like we pedestrians, we need more respect. But anyway, that's me going off on, I got to get off that soapbox. But I was almost going to call it a soap opera because I don't know what words are these days. Okay, so -1 in Celsius. So like not horrible. I mean, I grew up in much colder climate, but chilly enough, like a chilly, brisk day. Usually, like it's around the time, because I'm from upstate New York. This is the time of year it'd be like in the teens, or possibly single digits, so not bad. But I don't know if some people feel like 0 degrees Celsius, -1 Celsius is cold for them, because it's all kind of subjective. Finished my first book of the year, updated my reading journal accordingly. I'll be starting Murder by Memory next. It's a really cozy series by Olivia Waite. Obviously, I just finished book 2. Definitely more character driven than plot driven, but I feel like that's the nature of anything cozy, even though mystery genre is known for being plot driven heavily. I would argue cozy mystery is like the exception to the rule. And all rules can be broken in genres. But I hope you like it. A very quick, comforting read. Dorothy Gentleman's cool. And the design of the ship, like the technology, it's a good setting. I think that's my favorite part is the HMS Fairweather. The actual ship is my favorite part of the books. Pretty cold for London. Okay, good to know, Abby. Yeah, because it's all subjective, right? It depends on where you are in the world and what is a normal temperature at this time of year. Brainstorm some videos. Great solar from the Hudson Valley. Living in North Florida now. I miss New York. You know what? Me too, Catherine. I don't get me wrong. I enjoy where I live in Pennsylvania. We have mild winters compared to, like, this would be the time when we'd be like, better not get an ice storm, which I don't have to really worry about here, which is great. But I do miss New York. I'm from like the Patricia, I'm from the Finger Lakes region. So that's very fun to see. It's 20 degrees Fahrenheit there in New York right now. Right, exactly. Like it is typically at least 10 degrees colder where my hometown is compared to where I live now. So whenever I'm like talking to my parents, I can already kind of predict how much colder it is for them. But it's a really nice area. If people have never been to upstate New York, if they ever visit the States, I know it's not like the most attractive. It's not going to be like the first place you think of tourism, especially if you've never been to the United States. But the Finger Lakes region is very, very nice for vacationing and holidays, I would argue. Hoping for similar vibes to Massa and Plady. So I would say it's cozier than Massa and Plady, especially because Massa and Plady is very much more like Sherlockian in being a bit like light academia. That's not what Murder by Memory will be. However, it definitely gives you that like sci-fi vibe. But I think that you should enjoy it. It's just not going to be as intricate, and the plotting isn't going to be as well done as far as like the mystery goes. I don't know. It's hard to compare the two, even though they're both sci-fi mysteries. But yeah, the one, and actually they're both queer. So they both have like have sapphic relationship suggestions of them. So actually there is some similarities, but I would argue Massa and Plady are a bit more Sherlockian in kind of that like sophistication, light academia tone, if you're picking up what I'm putting down. Anyways, where are we? What am I doing? As a Southern U.S. girl with arthritis, no. No, I understand. Yeah, like the winters are like beautiful, but they also, you get tired of them. For instance, I remember this must have been like in the early 2000s. When I was in school, we had like 10 days off of school. I distinctly remember my parents going to the fire department for dry ice because it was like a full out ice storm the first week of April. That's right. Full ice storm. First week of April. We had neighbors and our families like coming to visit us because we had a wood burning stove because people were that out of heat. So imagine that in April, freezing. Like I was, it's one of those things where we don't really get winters like that anymore. But yeah, I understand. There is a limit to how much I enjoy winter. I'm in the Pittsburgh area. It's chilly, but not too bad right now. There's snow on the ground, but liking it. Right, there's like a certain level where it can be pretty, and it can kind of like keep things cool, especially no wind. I think that's the key. Like a cooler day is made 10 times worse when wind is involved. Like I'll take a brisk, cold day with no wind. As soon as wind gets up there, I'm like, no, thank you. No, thank you at all. So, yeah. Let's see here. Originally from Florida, anything under 70 degrees is unacceptable. See, that is the thing. And meanwhile, I have like 10 coats and I don't need them all anymore. Like I have them as like different levels of coldness. And now I really only use like 2 of them. Lived in the Adirondacks for a couple of years. Snowed in May, 1 year. Exactly. Like it's kind of like one of those things. But yeah, very fun. Oh yeah, quite a few people in Northeast Pennsylvania, it looks like. I was like, NEPA. That just shows you I'm not a Pennsylvanian yet through and through, understanding all of those means. But do you guys call yourselves NEPA? Or no, is it just NEPA? Maybe. Yes, the wind is the determining factor. Exactly. That is 100%. Like the impact of how good of or bad of a day it is doesn't even matter. Even like snow. If it's like lightly snowing, throw in wind, it's a storm. Like it's the worst. What is it? Wind chill. Wind chill effect is like the worst thing in the world. So many PA peeps. I'm in SWPA. I've never seen us throwing in Southwest, Northeast discussions. Interesting. SWPA represent, what is this? I feel like I need to like ask my coworkers who are like from Pennsylvania since birth, what this is, because I'm not familiar. I guess like that's our version of saying you're from upstate or you're from downstate. You know, in New York, that kind of thing, or Southern Tier. I guess we all probably have our own terms for like geographical locations. While I love snow, I lived in Las Vegas and it ruined my idea of normal and cold weather. Yeah, that's true. It really does affect you as far as like what is your normal. I've thought about that, especially because I've been living in Pennsylvania for a few years and I am like, it would be an adjustment if I went back up to New York, I think, for the first winter, but it would be fine. Let's see here. -18 degrees Celsius, southern Quebec, Canada. Oh my gosh, talk about cold. I'm in Nova Scotia? Something, I don't know if I know that. What's the acronym? NOVA. Let me know if I completely butchered that. I feel like I need to join in and throw in that I was born in Andrews Air Force Base. And yeah, like we're all just throwing in all these things that Leandra doesn't understand is what the theme is. I'm in central Indiana, and my mom is up in Michigan. They're always 10 degrees colder. And it's really interesting. And obviously it's science, right? Like it makes sense, but it's interesting that you can kind of like tear off, you just know with your distance, you are typically like, of course there's a difference. Sometimes it is colder here if we're in like a storm or something, but usually it's not. Northern Virginia. Okay. That makes sense. It took me a while to also know, and now a lot of people who aren't from the United States are probably like, what is going on? But you know, we've got like the DMV, Department of Motor Vehicles, but the closer you are to like this area of the country, DMV, that's not that. What is it? Is it like DC, Maryland, Virginia? Is that what the DMV? Let me know if I'm crazy, but I feel like the DMV means like geographical locations in this area of the United States, but I could be wrong. We'll get off this tangent eventually. Grew up in Southeast Virginia. I'm familiar with both PA, VA geography. Okay. Yeah, interesting. I think I'd die if it was -18. Yeah. We've got someone from Nova Scotia though. So while I was wrong, I was able to get someone who confirmed they're from Nova Scotia. Amazing. Very cool. Yeah, that's awesome. I love that we are representative of various parts of North America right now. Temperature in the Midwest varies drastically in a short time. Totally understand. Central Maryland represented. Michigan's bad about lake effect, 100%. I mean, that's why for us too, like Buffalo, New York, I grew up in like near Rochester. And I'm further away from like the lake effects, but I mean, we've got 2 lakes. We've got Erie and Ontario surrounding us over on my side of New York. I had no idea DMV could mean 2 things. Yeah, but I want to make, DC, Maryland. Okay, Julia confirms. Thank you. That was one of the first things that I confirmed was different is that when they say the DMV and anyway, it's very interesting. Or Delaware. Oh, Genevieve knows it as Delaware, Maryland. I mean, Delaware is very close, but I don't know. So yeah, but it's interesting. Delmarva. So Delaware. Okay. But there it could be, interesting. Who knows? Michigan, it was DMV, and Indiana, BMV, Bureau. A little bit more official, I'd say. No, oh yeah. I mean, because I guess like NoCal, SoCal, but maybe that's like something that non-locals say. So yeah, because I grew up. What am I saying? I lived in San Jose for a little bit, so I have lived in California, but it was very brief amount of time. Let's see, -19 Celsius with wind chill here tonight. Oh my gosh. I mean, Tennille. Yeah. Nova Scotia. Cold. It makes sense. A lovely 22 degrees in Melbourne, Australia. Yeah, Andrew's probably like, I do not have to fret because we are currently in summer right now as well. But really hot week though, very high, 30 to 40. Oh my gosh. See, that's something I'm not for. I'd rather have cooler weather than hot weather. And so like even like high 20s in Celsius is a lot for me, I would argue. Hello, Danny. Getting ready to head out to the store. Wanted to pop in. Thanks, Fred. Thanks for stopping in to say hello. We are not talking books. We are full on talking geography right now. And you're probably like, what happened? Oh my gosh. San Jose here. Oh my goodness. Lovely. Yeah. Let me see if I can remember. I was near, Milpitas, I think. Is that true? It's been many years. Maybe I wasn't. Where is Milpitas? Santa Clara County. So San Francisco. So maybe not. Silicon Valley. Oh, it was so long ago that I actually don't even remember where I was living. Yeah, Milpitas. Okay, so that's where I lived. For like only for a year. I was doing a volunteer program there. But yeah, interesting. Where else? Where am I? Perfect temperature, 18. Mindy, I was about to say that. I feel like 17, 18 degrees Celsius is kind of nice. I know that, what is it, like 22 degrees Celsius, like 70 degrees Fahrenheit, something like that. So that's not bad either, though. Like low 20s, high teens for me. Milpitas is right next to San Jose. Okay. So, isn't that, I unlocked a memory. That was back in 2016 to 2017. So that was, I can't believe I pulled that out because that's crazy. Very interesting. But yeah, cool. You guys are throwing me down memory lane. The Australia temps. Oh, I didn't even notice. The timer went off. Oh my gosh. Sacramento here. Amazing. But Australia temps now are about what we have in the southeastern United States. And I mean deep south. But here in central Alabama, we had a beautiful gloomy 62 degrees. Oh, that is a lovely day for sure. 18 degrees Celsius, way too cold. Maybe 26, 20. Oh, Kate, I don't. 26, 28. I guess that's probably like getting into the 80s, which is okay for me. But I prefer 60s and 70s when we're talking Fahrenheit. A lifelong Chicagoan, now living in Northwest Indiana, had to move for work, so I definitely relate to the cold winters. Yeah, for sure. But on that note, friends, this has been entertaining. It's been very interesting to make comparisons across various countries and continents, as well as states within the United States. But this is when we're going to start to take our leave. So thank you all so much for hanging out with me. Whether you've been here at some point since the first session, you've been hanging out with me in the second session, I really do appreciate all of you so much, and I hope that you continue to enjoy TBRathon. And if you aren't participating in TBRathon, but you've enjoyed the community, then hang out with us again. You don't need to participate to join in the sprints anytime. And then, I hope you guys have a safe weekend. Enjoy either the rest of your Sunday for our Aussies, New Zealanders, etc., or enjoy your entirety of Sunday once you go to bed tonight. And we'll still be active in the Discord. We'll still have public sprints later on at some point. Thank you all so much for being here. I see all the thank yous coming in too. I appreciate you guys. Congratulations on making progress, because a lot of you started books, finished books, got laundry done, you ate today. All of those things are amazing. But yeah, on that note, I'm going to bring in the outro and I'll see you guys. Oh, Raven, the badges are in the Google Drive. You can find them on the Discord, but also in the Google Drive folder. Okay, thank you everyone so much. Enjoy my outro. Bye, everybody.